Welcome to Mommy Making Millions, the podcast. I'm your hostess, Marquita Deshay, mompreneur mentor, author, and visionary strategist. I help mompreneurs develop balance between their businesses and their babies while attaining generational wealth, simply taking their ideas and helping them to turn it into profitable income. Join me bi-weekly as I put the spotlight on other successful millionaire mompreneurs for them to also share their best business practices and truly unveil what it looks like from the glamorous life to the deep, dark, nitty-gritty life of a mompreneur. Hey, Mommy Millionaires, let's just really go to work. I'm going to be real transparent with y'all. This podcast episode is going to be very transparent. I know that I always say this is the life of a real life mompreneur, but this is a real life podcast episode that I'm getting ready to do because I need to know that my community out there hears what I'm saying, that the Mommy Making Millions platform and that the mompreneurs out there that are getting up daily that are probably a wing and a prayer probably from just throwing in a towel. I'm talking to the moms that are just like really on edge and really feeling like there has got to be a light at the end of this tunnel. And y'all, I'm going to say that there is, but I'm going to be very transparent and say right now, it don't seem like there is, right? And it's not easy being a mom. It's not easy being a Black mom. It's not easy trying to thrive a business and be successful, but it's possible. But nobody ever talks about the process of what it looks like before they got to that next level. And y'all, it is like, it's going to take everything out of y'all because sometimes it feels like it's taking honestly everything out of me. And I'm telling y'all, I've understood how to balance. I've understood how to structure and create the strategy. I understand that, but then you're thinking about things that you deal with unforeseen circumstances like your significant other, your spouse, your husband, your loved one, your kid's father, whoever it may be that has, I'm great at balancing, but what about when you get this um what about when you get the scheduling conflicts from your husband or your spouse or your babysitter is now saying that they can't do something? Like, I'm tired of always having to be the one to balance and be able to be the one that's flexible and to be the one that's understanding and be the one that's always seeming like, I'm going to just have to find a reroute so that I can be successful with trying to balance out being a real life mompreneur, balancing out having my business and my babies, balancing out trying to make sure I'm holding down the household, balancing out trying to make sure that I'm still making sure that the kids eat and that my other older children still have time and that we're still being productive throughout the day so that I'm not spreading myself too thin. So at the end of it all, I still have some time for me. Y'all, am I speaking to anybody? Because I just really need to know, y'all feel me on this. Because it seems like we get the blunt short end of the stick sometimes, and it seems so unfair that we have to be the ones to be so nurturing to everybody else, and it seems like nobody's pouring back into us. Yes, we can talk about having a nanny. Yes, we could talk about kids in daycare. Yes, we could talk about having a house cleaner, but we're going to be real quick. This is not easy. This seems so impossible and so unfair. And it seems like sometimes when we see other people's success, it seems like, God, when is it ever going to be our turn? When is it ever going to be my turn? When do all of the things that I've been praying for, all of the things that I've been manifesting, all of the things that I have been fasting for, all of the things that I've been trusting and believing and focusing on and redefining, when are those things going to come to pass? Because right now I still feel like I'm in the process. I still feel like I'm in this season. I'm still feeling like I'm in the drought. I still feel like, God, I'm just trying to understand, does anybody out there hear me? Because I'm tired of looking perfect. I'm tired of feeling like, nobody else out there can really truly show up transparent because of what everybody else has to think or what everybody else has to say or the things that they may say about us or how we may look. I'm tired. I know what it's like to try to get up every day and go full throttle for everything that you're believing in. And at the end of the day, you're still looking, you're still believing, you're still trusting, you're still moving forward. But you can only go and operate at that level for so long before you come to crash or feel burned out or feel like, you know what, I just need a mental break. So I want to talk about the ability to allow yourself grace, allow yourself the opportunity to really truly see how far you've come. And give yourself some grace in this season. Because the truth is, we're not out here alone. The truth is, it is hard. The truth is that there's always going to be something. There's going to be always something we have to overcome. There's going to be situations and roadblocks and mental blocks and things that make us want to feel like we really want to give up. Some of us are even feeling like we just want to throw in the towel. Not on our businesses, but even our lives. Because this is so heavy. Because we're getting up day after day after day, fighting for a dream that we feel like is steady being stripped away from us. But it's not in you to give up. It's not in you to throw in the towel. And those suicidal thoughts, the Bible says no weapon formed against you shall prosper, even those thoughts. So we know these things that are formed, we know that they were going to probably come against us. But we have to know in this season that this is not all. And then it's this process that we're having to go through, that this too shall pass. Keep telling yourself whatever it is that you're going through, this too shall pass. I was literally in my house after working all day today. And I was just looking at all of the little jobs that I'm getting ready to put on. I'm getting ready to delegate. But I'll be honest, I'm an entrepreneur, right? Income still fluctuates until we see consistent, right? 20K months, because 10K a month really is not enough. And if you're not even hitting 10K, then really it's just kind of like, wow. So I know y'all got to feel me when you need a damn assistant. You need someone to come in and organize and do laundry. You need someone to come in and help do some of the cleaning. And then back to school is getting ready to start. We are one person, but we have duplicated and diluted ourselves into wearing many hats. We're mommy. Some of us are mommy and daddy. Shoot, some of us with husbands still feel like we mommy and daddy. That's a whole nother episode that I want to talk about one day. Some of us are feeling like we're the doctor, we're the banker, we're the soccer mom. We still have to have time for our kids' extracurricular activities. It's just kind of like, we still have to be the wife. We still have to be the sister. We still have to be the influencer. We still have to be the CEO. We still have to be all of these things on top of going after what God has said was for us. I just feel like I've been chasing success since I was probably 15 years old. I've been trying to figure out this thing for a very long time, and it's not going to be easy, y'all. I feel like crap sometime at the end of the day. But you know what gets me going, and you know why I'm jumping on this podcast as transparent as I can be, is because I know that the more transparent I show up, the more you guys are healed and helped and inspired. Because I don't want you to feel like you are alone out there. You're not alone. We out here, sis. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to feel like that you are a mom and that life is just over for you. You don't have to feel like that all of the things you've hoped and prayed for and the things that you cried and prayed for and manifested are simply not going to happen just because they're not happening in the season or in the time that we want them to happen. We have to know, and we have to check ourselves. We have to get back to the drawing board. We have to identify truly the grace that we should be giving ourselves, because we've done such a great job. Some of us are single moms. You're doing so well balancing everything. You've been getting the kids school clothes for almost 19 years now, right? 19 years. You've been helping the kids through school. You've been doing so much, Mommy Millionaire. So now is not the time to give up. Now is not the time to throw in the towel. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself um, give yourself a pat on the back. And don't look at anybody else's paper, because they didn't tell you really what they went through. A lot of people only tell you what they've really only gone through once they've made it. That's why this podcast is so special to me, because it's not a podcast about me talking to y'all once I've made it. I've already known I'm going to be successful. But I want to be transparent in the process so that you can see the journey. So that when we're there, because I'm going to say we there, you can remember the time I got on this podcast and I was simply saying, y'all, I'm tired. I want to give up. I want to give in. This is not easy. But then when you look at your children, when you look at your business and you identify why you're doing it, give yourself some grace. Put some respect on your name. Know that all things are working for you. Don't allow things like the house being in a disarray, right? You've been up all day working behind a computer screen, trying to produce revenue generated activities. And yet, once you've produced those revenue generated activities, you still have to be a mom. You still have to be the COO of your household, the chief operating officer. You still have to make sure dinner is cooked, homework is done, kids are being picked up. You still have to make sure that your family who's pulling on you, that you're there. And that's not always an easy thing to do. It's not easy doing what you do. But nobody ever said it was going to be easy. This is your story. This is your testimony. There's no testimony without the test. This is only a test. I'm so excited because we are getting ready to go live stream, guys. I'm finishing up this season and we're getting ready to go live. So guys, we'll be right here going live off of the Mom to Millionaire YouTube channel. Mommy Making Millions YouTube channel, the Marquita Deshay network, whatever it is that we've decided to call it. I'm so excited because when I go back and I look back over everything that I've been through, I see the imperfections. I see the things that have allowed me to still get to this level, even though those things look so ugly to me now. I see the growth. You should look back over where you've come, how far you've come in your business, on your job, in your home. I've came for nothing. I didn't have no handouts. I didn't have nobody showing me how to. I didn't have a big sister or someone in the community that was saying, I'm going to show you. I didn't have women that were, didn't feel like they were in competition with me. I didn't have funding. I didn't have resources. And so I'm so good at creating the resources because I lacked so dang on much growing up. I lacked a hell of a lot. I lacked so much. I lived on my own at the age of 16 years old in a state where I knew nobody. My closest relative was probably 6 hours away in a program called Job Corps, trying to figure out what the heck am I even doing here? Too young to even understand it, but still trying to find a way, still being inside of the community, still trying to feel like I have what's left of my high school life, and still trying to identify how to thrive and live as an adult, even though I'm this young girl. Life isn't going to hand you sweets on a platter. So give yourself some grace and think about all of the things that you've overcome, all of the things that you overcame, and you continue to use these things as building blocks. You're growing. You are becoming. We need you out here. We need you to show up. If this is helpful, reshare this so the next mom can see it. If this was helpful, reshare this so that I know. Tag me and let me know that this was helpful, because it's not easy getting up here each day. It's not easy still saying things like, I want to be able to have a platform for moms where we really can just feel like I want to be able to tell my truths in this. It was days where I just really didn't even know where my next dollar was going to come from. I was listening to one of my homegirls, Candace. You know, we had Candace on the podcast, Six Figure Spot Check. She was probably our second episode, 90-Day Millionaire. And Candace talked about when you got a check and you know where your next dollar is coming from, that's not broke. It's the people who don't know where their next dollar is going to come from being an entrepreneur. That's scary. That's pressure. But pressure makes diamonds. Pressure makes pearls. Pressure makes millionaires and billionaires. So don't be afraid of a little bit of pressure that's coming into your life. Don't be afraid of a little bit of turmoil or roadblocks or mental blocks. Don't be afraid of the things that you don't have right now. You, Mommy Millionaire, keep working towards those things. And this too shall pass. Because as you continue to get up each day, as you continue to thrive each day, as you continue to move forward in your journey, you're going to see that there is light. That's why the Moms Millionaire program is just different. Because once we identify and get you through a lot of your own mental roadblocks, now it's time to create the structure, the strategy, get the systems and the sales that you need so that you can be sustainable. I put a post up on Facebook the other day. I don't ever want to be broke another day in my life. ever. I don't ever want to have to be on financial welfare, ever. I don't ever want to have my water cut off or my lights cut off, ever again. So we're going to get up and we're going to go after the life that we want. We're going to expect more because we deserve more time with our children, more time to practice self-care, more time to do the things that we love, and less time feeling burned out as a mom. It's time for us to remove ourselves as a solopreneur and position ourselves into the position of a true CEO and not just an entrepreneur. And everything that we're working on and the things that are working for us is just building us. Because every new level is going to require a new way of thinking. You can't keep trying to pass the test with the same answers because every test is different. And so you have to determine at this level, what are the answers? What are the people? What are the things that I need in this season in order for me to continue to pass to that next level and get to that next level? Those are the things that we focus on. Don't focus on the small things that don't go right day to day. Every day isn't going to be an easy day. You got the kids today, so what? What can we do to balance out not going crazy and still being, there for our children and still being successful and productive at this level? If you don't have a virtual assistant, if you don't have a team, what can you do? Take some deep breaths. Give yourself those mental pauses and allow yourself some grace in this season. Identify ways where you can have those pockets of time to still work on you and your business. And connect with mentors that's going to help you get back on track. That's what helps me when I'm off track, even as a coach, even as a mentor. So don't ever feel like you don't need a great coach or a great mentor. Don't ever feel like you're out here by yourself, because you're not. Give yourself some grace in this season and allow yourself time to prune and know that everything is working for you. Give yourself grace. All right, Mommy Millionaires, that concludes our episode for today. Girl, I was about to be in tears. I think at one point I was in tears, but I only went in tears. Listen, if this podcast was helpful and good for you, let me know if it touched your soul, if it touched you deep down, if it helped you from climbing off that ledge. Share us on social media, comment, leave us a review. I would appreciate if you would definitely leave us a review and truly just share and spread the word about the Mommy Making Millions community. If you're joining us over in the free Facebook group, let us know that you've listened to the podcast and this touched your soul, child. Also, don't forget, you can support our community by going to mommymakingmillions.com, purchasing your mom merch, right? And then screenshotting and taking a picture and then tagging us at Mommy Making Millions, so that we can also share your photo and just give you a shout out, you and your business, and just thank you for supporting the Mommy Making Millions community. Until next time, one mommy moment at a time.